Hey guys, I just thought while I am literally about to start pulling apart my kids' clothes, I've done a big clean out of the toy room today and now I'm about to jump onto their clothes. I thought I'd make myself a cuppa and get some chocolate and talk to you. Because I've just come home from holidays and it's actually our first proper family holiday that just wasn't like one night away and wasn't spent in our family's homes, because usually we would travel when we were living in Brisbane, we would travel down to Melbourne and just stay with our families. So we get back home going, oh my god, now we actually need a holiday. So what I wanted to do was tell you to grab a cuppa, grab some chocolate. I'm totally day one, if you know what I mean. So this is the Lindt dark chocolate with mint, is what I'm talking about. My children are actually at the moment totally obsessed with Michael Jackson. So I'm not mic'd up. Let me know if you can hear me okay, because they're watching Michael Jackson film clips, like binging on them completely. And I didn't want the mic to pick up the sound of all the Michael Jackson songs. So I'm not too sure if anybody can hear me, but hopefully. I cannot see any comments right now. And that's always a bit of a pain because I wanted to talk about something. So I am actually literally going to start taking their clothes out. I just went on holiday, right? And it struck me, I can see a like, thank you. Thanks for letting me know you're here. And I started to think about whether a holiday is actually a holiday for a mum. So in the lead up, I was just like cleaning the house. We had to take linen to this place. So I had to get there and, you know, make up beds. It was an Airbnb place. And then, you know, I was thinking about food that I wanted to take, and then, which wasn't all that much. Oh, hey Renee, I'm glad you're here. And anyway, and all the things, like all the packing stuff, things for the beach, things, you know, just all the different things. So it wasn't relaxing in the lead up, and then get in the car, make sure I always have snack packs for the kids to kind of keep them occupied for a little bit of the way. And then you kind of get there and then it's still sort of on. We don't have a holiday house, but I would imagine having a holiday house would be the ideal scenario because you know exactly where everything is. You can leave stuff in a way that makes it easy for you to come down and just start relaxing straight away. But it wasn't really like that for us. But I kept on thinking, like, at what point does this get relaxing? Like, at what point does this feel like a holiday to me? And I would love you to know, I would love to know what you actually feel like is a holiday. Because it's like, you know, when it gets to your birthday, and if you're just new around here, I have 3 children. They're 7, 5 and 3. So we're getting out of that baby stage, but still kind of intenso. And you know, every year for my birthday, Nick's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, you know, just be by myself is really where it's at right now. And I sort of feel like that would be a holiday. But in saying that, I had some really cool parenting moments. Hey Beck, you're about to lay down for a nap, but I'll stay awake for Lisa TV. Awesome. Glad you're here. Once again, you're everywhere, lady. Everywhere I am, you're watching. It's the coolest thing. So we're just talking holidays, and I would love to know, put in the comments, what is a holiday for you? Because I can tell you a few things that I did on this holiday to make it feel a little bit more like a holiday for me. And I'm doing this literally while I'm multitasking. I'm cleaning out my kids' cupboards. I just did a huge clean of the toy room today. And now I'm on to clothes because I just want to get them all out. You know, when you're getting through summer and realize they're never going to wear that thing again because they're too big or whatever for it. So there was a few things I did on this holiday, but I do think it's a thing. That we actually get to relax on holidays. So a few mornings I got up and went for a morning walk. brilliant. It was so good. I was just by myself, just did a few Insta stories, I must say. I lay down a bit. So I would play lying down games with the kids at this little apartment. But I was still kind of organising meals, and I can see Beck's just written, you see, this is the thing. This is where I think I need to go. Because we stayed in an apartment, so it was all food. We were sort of preparing, and I didn't think this properly through. So I had way more convenience food than we would normally have. And, it's funny, I'm into Whole Foods and all that sort of stuff, and it's so easy to chuck a few veggies and whatever, some chicken or whatever it is. But on these holidays, I revert back to things that feel kind of holiday vibe to me. So I find myself at the shops, and I forgot, I didn't know what I was going to do for the kids' breakfast. And I went and bought them I gave Nick the directions to buy them, and I just said, buy them some rice bubbles, like actual rice bubbles, because we get the rice bubbles that are just like a puffed grain of brown rice. I said, get them some rice. Let's just make this sort of crazy, or cornflakes or something, so they can have this kind of holiday treat. And he brought back this huge box from Aldi of their imitation Cocoa Pops, and I cannot, it was honestly, I don't know if I've seen my kids as excited about anything in my whole life. They woke up early, Christmas early, to just get that stuff into their belly. I'm like, maybe this was a bad idea. Anyway, that's been locked and loaded away. It was a holiday thing, and I really enjoyed it. My youngest didn't even like them, so that's a win there. And it did start conversation. We were like, this is sort of something that we can have on holiday, but because, we want to be big and strong, we'll have the other stuff in the other times, but, we're on holidays. And I never know whether doing that stuff is just going to be a rod for my back, because whether that's going to come back and haunt me, or whether I'm just showing them that it's okay to let loose, sometimes. And in saying that, and I'm going to come back to these comments, in saying that, I haven't been drinking alcohol for a few months. So when we moved down, we just sort of made this decision to go booze free, and it's been a really interesting experiment. But when I was on holidays, I was like, how does this work? I don't understand how I'm meant to do this. And so we found practically 0% alcohol beers, and I was like, okay, yep, not hitting the spot on the holiday vibe. So I ended up I took my notepad and pen, and I went and sat in a bar sort of thing overlooking the beach and had a glass of wine. And I felt like a total rebel, because I was like, whoa, I'm mixing up my own, we'd kind of committed to this year. I told Nick, it wasn't a secret or anything, and I didn't even like the taste of it. I was like, what is this? I don't even, what the hell? Have I lost my appreciation of wine? And I sat there and I sort of drank it, and I kept drinking it even though I wasn't enjoying it, which is probably something I shouldn't have done. But when you're like, I've paid for this is a special moment. But it's funny that I went back to wanting these, holiday foods, and I wanted to do the things that make a holiday, having afternoon drinks and all that sort of stuff. And it's really hard to kind of change your pattern of what makes a good holiday. So I've got a few ideas that I'm going to be sharing with you. Hold on, I'm just going to, and if you've only just joined, I'm literally sitting in my children's room. They're binging on Michael Jackson film clips, because that's their current obsession. So I thought I'd jump in. I just want to get rid of some of their clothes. I'm ready to do another clear out. So I just want to check and see what you guys have said. going to Bali for 10 days and not cooking or cleaning or some family holiday, but I did have to be in command of everything, which was exhausting, just like at home, really. Yes, Beck, totally hear that, and that is on my list of things to have in a holiday next time. Lorena, I had my first relaxing holiday in November. My daughter swam in the pool and made a friend, and I sat on the lilo, that's it, you can spell it like that, and read a book. Divine. Oh, when your kids get to an age where they're entertained by other kids, it's just the best. And we were actually meant to be going to my cousin's caravan, but they sold that caravan a week before we went, and we were like, oh gosh, maybe we shouldn't go on this holiday, maybe it's not the right time. And I was like, it's the right time, we're going on a holiday. Nick said, oh, it's all feeling a bit much, and I'm like, I need this holiday. And then I was down there, and I had to deliberately do things, I realized very quickly, to make it feel like a holiday for me, because otherwise I was just going to come back feeling kind of the same. So I think it's a discussion that we need to have. Tammy, it's 9:15 in Canada. I'm on a working holiday. Oh, hey Tammy. But the real holiday starts on Friday when I'm on my own staying with friends. Yes. This is the thing, nanny, parent, responsible for things. And that doesn't really go away. But I do think that it's important for us to make sure that we get the holiday vibe too. Yes, no cooking. We do Cocoa Pops almost every holidays, and they know it's only for the holidays. Yeah, for sure. I am about to start back at a winery for vintage. I don't know what that means, Lauren. I'm about to start back at a winery for vintage. Thank God, as my stocks are depleted. Does that mean you're working at a winery? That would be kind of cool. You would love the Trim Healthy Mama sipper recipes. They're healthy and very delicious and cold. Cool. Currently drinking a Good Girl moonshine sipper. I'm currently drinking a peppermint tea, but and a little bit of this because it's first day of period. So chocolate it is. It's the peppermint Lind. Do you know why I get that chocolate? Not only because, oh cool, Lauren, yep, gotcha, awesome, good gig, is because my kids don't like it, so if they find it, they don't even like it. It's totally all mine. So what I've realized is that a holiday for me, Mint Intense, is that what it's called? It's so good. It's like really hitting the spot right now. So I need time alone. Time alone for me, that is what fills me back up 100%. And so I need to factor that into a holiday. Even having time with Nick is awesome. Time on my own, double awesome. Don't tell him. No cooking. Like, I don't want to have to think about food. Next holiday, I want to go somewhere where they actually do that for me. Because it's just like an extra level of decision making that I don't want. Not thinking of activities. I don't want to wake up in the morning and be like, what are we doing? I just want to go somewhere where it's like the beach again. There's no, we don't drive past jumping castles and circuses and mini golf and all of that kind of jazz. Don't want to be doing that. I just want to be not thinking about what has to be done that day. That there's just a rhythm that starts to happen with the days. It's swims in the morning, then some lunch, and then more swims or a walk or whatever. You're hiding from your kids. Yes, to watch this in peace. I totally know. I said to Nick, don't let anyone into the kids' rooms. I'm on TV. But still eat good, healthy, yummy stuff on holiday, just not having to be the one to make it all the time. Yes, Beck. So what I realised after my kind of jaunt of in trackies, total day one comfort, is that it doesn't take long for me to start to feel bleh if I'm eating too much, not good food. So yes, it has to be fresh, good stuff. Do you think I'm asking too much? How can I get a holiday like this? When was the last time you truly felt rested on a holiday? I would love to know, because this whole having a family holiday thing, completely new to us. Usually we're always staying in my parents' place or Nick's mum's place when we come down to Melbourne, but because we live here now, we can actually go on adventures. So exciting. So I really need to know how to holiday. You've just booked a week at a holiday park with kids club and the beach. Top marks, Megan. Awesome. How about a cruise holiday? I know I've thought about a cruise, but my son gets quite car sick, so I didn't know if that would work or not. I didn't know if he would get motion sick, and that would suck balls big time if one of your kids was puking the whole time. Bali retreat, yeah. Alina, I'm hiding with the baby away from the other three. Oh, I love it. I did this one with my mum. Okay, Beck, awesome. Retreats, share. Any ideas? Cheap, they cook for you, kids are entertained. I mean, what more could you want? But I think it's also a sign. And I was talking to a friend the other night. We went to their house for dinner, and she's got a really big job, really big corporate role, and she'll just go, start to burn out, need a holiday. And the holiday kind of saves her, and then she just builds up again to do the same thing. And we were both talking about how this is kind of a thing, and how we all need to be factoring in that time away, that recharging all throughout the year. So she's making it a quarterly thing, and we've got a bit more flexibility now, and in terms of Nick not just having 4 weeks a year, where we can get a bit more flexible with our holidays. And I'm like, and he was skeptical about going on this holiday, and I thought, no, like, this is actually the thing that we have to factor in. It's not like the negotiables. So now what I actually want to do is I've got a big yearly planner for my wall, and you can write on it and wipe it out and rewrite. It's like the first year I'm actually getting organised. It's really cool. And I'm putting in holidays first, like now, before we go past Q1. I'm just gonna start booking, like just putting some time out for holidays. I wonder if you do that. I wonder when you mostly go for holidays. I wonder how you feel once you get to a holiday. You just wrecked because you've been going so hard. I really do think that this is something that, well, I don't know. I'm just new to this whole holiday thing, and so I want to talk about it. I'm single. We go to North Stratty. The phone barely works. A menu plan, but all help out cooking, and we don't even cook dinner. We eat whatever at dinner. No rules, because let's face it. Oh, I can't see the rest of that. I love that, Tanya. Or Taya, sorry. Couldn't see properly. Alina, I got the planner from Officeworks. I just asked Nick to pick one up. It's not gorgeous, but it's definitely doing the trick. I could ask him to get it. Hold on. I think he's talking to the kids. Hang on a second. Nick? Nah, too busy listening to Michael Jackson. Hang on, let me see. I'll see. When it's quiet, I'll ask him. He's just in the place next to me. Look, I'm not even going through these kids' clothes. It's really terrible. And I want to give some away, but now what I'm realizing is, like, this is the thing with the third child. Everything kind of goes to her. Boys and girls. But then there's some things, like, I've loved this little cardigan with its little bits, and my older daughter wore that, and it's size 2, but I'm like, could she still? I get really attached to things. I don't know about if you do too, but I think that's one that's got to go. The best thing is I have a niece who is adorable and younger than my girls, so I can give her all the gorgeous stuff. On that, if you're happy to keep talking, I'm happy to listen to your holiday ideas, because I want them, because I'm in holiday, like living for holidays right now mode. What I was just gonna ask something about kids' clothes, and that is, how often do you go through your kids' drawers, your drawers? I'm finding every 6 months is not enough. I'm doing it more often. It's like my new favourite thing. I just like to Noosa. Yes, Tammy, love Noosa. Spend a bit of time in Noosa when we were living in Brisbane. And Noosa I find is kind of like the Camberwell of the Sunshine Coast. I don't know, that will probably only make sense to Melburnians. It's so beautiful, but I think there's so many other beautiful places along the Sunshine Coast that's less like, I don't know, touristy, but it is so stunning. Rebecca says we're a camping family and we go 3 times a year in New Zealand. Oh, I would love to take a big camper van around New Zealand. We went there for a honeymoon. I can't quite, I cook quite a bit in advance. Pie, cold chicken, baking, lots of books, no cell reception. It's epic. Yeah. Next time I go somewhere, I don't want phone reception because I do find it really hard to switch off from work. And I just, you know, when you know what you need and you just got to do it. I still have Hobart Market beanies from 2 and 4-year-old and they're 14 and 16. Amanda, that's terrible. But I do keep a few special bits and pieces. I'm only asking this because I don't know like how you feel like the whole minimalism thing and the whole you know, when you buy size 8 jumpers and you've got a 5-year-old, but it was very cute and on sale. See, that sort of stuff I'm doing less and less. Naughty Lisa. Well, it's not really naughty, but yeah. Because I'm finding that the more I declutter and the more I'm conscious of what's actually in the drawers, the better the purchasing decisions I make when I make them. And I stop before I make them too. So it really, like, I love just being more conscious of our stuff. It really has meant, like, I just don't pull the trigger much in terms of buying things. And I bet I've never enjoyed going to shopping centres. I don't know, I mean, I used to work in them a lot. I did a lot of retail through uni. But I did all my Christmas shopping online, I went to the shops once and I ended up buying stuff, like buying extra bits that I didn't actually need because I was just there and I saw them. It's such a trap. So yeah, I love going through my kids' stuff and my stuff. I'm going to do mine next. Maybe that's next week, going through my wardrobe. That's not a very interesting TV topic. I'd love to know what you would love to hear me talk about. I have lots of guest experts that I'm thinking of bringing on and doing little interviews with. I actually created about a 5-minute video of our holiday and I thought I could put that up as an episode, but then I thought it was a little bit self-indulgent and boring and like who would want to watch that anyway? So then I just thought I would talk to you and get some cool ideas. And I hope that you are getting a little bit of a break, especially if you're in the Southern Hemisphere here with us in Australia. But that you do kind of get to switch off a little. It is a theme for me, and you probably saw I had a blog post about 3 things that I'm doing to increase my rest this year. So I can share them with you now if you haven't seen that blog post. But going to bed in the 9s, and there was a question about when do you get me time then, because obviously a lot of people's kids go down then. But my kids go to bed about 7:30, so I get quiet time then. But what I prefer more than anything, because that nighttime thing can kind of go pear-shaped. Like I could spend, if I decide to call a friend or something, there's that night kind of gone of me time. But I actually like going to bed in the 9s because I like to get up early and have that time by myself. And I understand if you're the mum of small kids and they wake up at 5 or 5:30, then that's just out the window. And I do remember the frustration when I decided to get up early, and then everyone else would just kind of miraculously start popping up. And I would just think, I don't want to see you right now. But there's a little bit more of a rhythm to it now, and I am able to actually leave the house if I want to go for a walk. If I want to do an hour's work in a cafe from 6 till 7, I can just go and do that. I like the mornings for me. But so bed in the 9s, no alcohol. So I'm trying to not get into that relaxed zone with a glass of something. Not that I was a really heavy boozer. I used to be before I had kids, but 6 years of pregnancy and breastfeeding, and I lost my mojo a little bit. I did get it back. But I would still I'd have a drink on a Friday night, Saturday night, whatever. But there was also times during the week where I was absolutely just cracking a beer just because I was like, oh my God, just take the edge off. I just really realized what a bad habit that is to get into. So, and it meant I could always feel it the next day, which annoyed me because I was like, why can I feel this one drink? And it just made my head a bit foggy. I just realized it was something that I could probably try and do without. And I sleep better. I wake up fresher, way fresher. I'm not as grumpy the next day. And I'm also just consciously thinking about calming myself down or doing things that make me feel calm. Like things will probably start amping up here in about half an hour, and it will be, instead of just like have a drink to get through this next however long, well, let's all just get on our scooters and bikes and go for a walk and a ride, and it always ends up feeling better. So bed in the 9s, no booze. It's an experiment, and I'm not doing it perfectly. As I said, just had a drink on holidays. But trying, and it's a really interesting experiment, and I will probably talk more about that. And then the other one was no computer at nighttime, because it's just my weakness. I started this, I ran Small Steps to Whole Foods, which was my first online program, with a 4-month-old, 5-month-old, 2-year-old and 4-year-old. So I wasn't getting much work done during the day, so I would get up early or I would work at nighttime, and then nap time. I was a ninja at getting them to sleep at the same time. So yeah, I had to do it at night, and it's become this thing where I just kind of log on, or I'll open things up and see if there's any updates, or think I'll just get that done now because tomorrow might not be guaranteed, or whatever it is. And I am just putting a blanket no on that I really need to start drawing lines and creating boundaries around work time. And if you're a person who works for yourself or finds it hard to switch off from work, you'll absolutely understand what I mean. When it's like studying, when you're in the studying zone, it's like you can never actually relax because there's always something you could be doing. That's the same thing as I feel often with running my own online business, is there's always stuff I could be doing, and I just have to let it go because I really truly have realized that without that rest, without creating that space, I can't hear myself think. I can't get creative again. And I used to really be able to tap into that a lot better. But I've found, once I started to kind of get a bit worn down after the events of last year and all that kind of thing, I was just sort of losing it. Whereas now the inspiration is coming back, the energy is coming back, the ability is coming back, the real drive is coming back because I gave myself time to rest. So I won't be shutting up from now on. Brooke said you went to Woodford Folk Festival as a family over Christmas. It was amazing, soul-filling and something for everyone, but it wasn't relaxing. I think really back to basics is the best way to rest. Yes. Mindful minimalism. Yes, totally dislike shopping. I love internet shopping. Only get what I need, no other temptations. Love it, Renee. Do you know what the problem is though? oh my gosh, hang on. Now that Nick works from home and online orders, especially if you order quite a few bits from the one place, they often just send them out as, you know, because they might be coming from one store or this or there, and one order can come in like over 5 days, and Nick's like, what are you buying? I'm not even a big shopper, but he really struggles because, you know, he's here now and he sees the thing. Rebecca, I love an insight into other people's lives. Anything goes, I reckon. Okay, cool. I'll just keep sharing stuff. Thank you for doing Lisa TV. Well, Beck, it's so interesting. I decided to call it, I was like, do I call it Lisa TV or Small Steps TV? And I went with Small Steps TV because I just thought, I mean, Lisa TV, I don't even, what does that mean? But then I don't really know what Small Steps TV means either. I am just going to keep on showing up and bringing you some cool stuff. Things are going to get a lot more experimental. But I'm on holidays and I just thought, let's just start and see where this goes and talk to you guys again, because I feel like last year I kind of went into my own little cave and I was dealing with a lot myself, and it's really actually, if I can be totally honest with you, super hard to show up authentically on social media when you're in the shit and when life is like, what's going on? And I've always kind of prided myself on, you know, I write all these posts. These are really my images, and being able to come from that place of like, how can I help? This whole thing started because I was trying to work out how to feed my family food, and I just thought I would share that. And now I'm kind of in this different zone of figuring out how do I actually do life in a way that doesn't feel crazy. I'm just going to share what I'm doing and see if that helps people. But I think when you're really caught up in things and when you're in the story that everything's hard and it's not, you know, I felt like I couldn't really come here in a way that I really wanted to. So I needed to take time off in order to be able to just rest and recuperate. And now, as I said, the ideas are flowing. So it's awesome. I really want to help people on, you know, get food sorted. But I think my message has always been, and I just didn't realize it, that like it can be easier than we think it is. It really can. And that's, you know, that's the theme throughout everything Small Steps. Like, don't try and be a hero. Don't try and do it perfectly. Start exactly where you're at. It's a perfect place for you to be. Don't compare yourself to someone else's end result. Like, wherever you are is just fine. And stop giving yourself a hard time. Make it simple for yourself to do the things that you want to do. And that really will be the theme here at Small Steps TV. And I do love talking about simplifying life. I do love talking about food and, you know, what's going on with our bodies. And I love talking, you know, really cannot tell you that the changes in the way that I think and my mindset and the leveling up I've had to do and the organizing I've had to do, like I'm literally becoming a new person as this, you know, that baby stage kind of was its own whirlwind, and now I'm on the other side and I'm like, whoa, who am I now? What do I want? And I'm reading interesting books. I feel differently about myself than I did on the other side of that. So I'm just going to be sharing in the hope that it helps and it's not completely self-indulgent. Beck, I sometimes get up and leave the house without showering because I didn't want to wake anybody up. Oh well, who cares? Yay for mini experiments too. Yes. Hey Desley. Love getting packages from online shopping. I use Australia Post 24/7 mailboxes free, which are fabulous. Don't even know what they are, Tammy. That's really interesting. Well, I have completely done pretty much nothing when it comes to the kids stuff. So I should probably wrap this up by saying that our first family holiday which was more than like one night or 2 nights. It was only 4, but was still pretty exciting for us. Made me think about the fact that, you know, holidays need to feel like holidays for me too. It's not just everyone else doing totally awesome stuff and at the detriment to moi. So just curious about how you guys holiday. What makes a holiday for you? What are essential elements of that break that mean you feel recharged and inspired? That's what happened to me on holiday. Just getting away from the everyday, I was just tapping into the inspiration again, and I loved it. In fact, I am relentlessly pursuing that this year now. I am truly relentlessly chasing that inspired feeling, because I do think that anything is possible when you're working from that place. 24/7 parcel lockers. Certain post offices have them. You can just scan your phone and the lock opens and you get your parcel. No queues at post office. Sweet. Thanks for the tip, Tammy. I hope you're enjoying your trip, which isn't a holiday yet, but will be very soon. Please feel free to write down any topics that you would like me to talk about. I am sure that if Nick wasn't minding the kids right now, he would be in here talking about what a holiday means to him. Oh, hang on a second. Let me see if he can bring in the planner. Nick? I don't know if he can hear me. Nick? Can't hear me, but I can hear my daughter singing the Barbie song. You know, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie. Nick introduced them to that song. I fail to understand why. Fail to understand. Anyway, and I've got something really exciting happening this week. A big, humongous, cool sale, actually. If you've ever wanted to do any of my stuff, or if you need a kickstart this year. Not going to bang on about it. You'll hear about it soon enough. But I hope you have a great... What's today? What is today? Don't even know. Sunday? I'm on the holiday vibes here, so I think it's Sunday. I hope you enjoy your Sunday night. Mine's going to involve... See, this is the thing. You come back from holidays, you have a load of washing to do. And then ironing and putting it all away, you know. If there was a fairy, a holiday fairy is what I feel I need. Anyway, much love to you guys. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Hey, just a reminder, Small Steps has a stationery range. Yes, you heard it. Your meal planner, your shopping list, and a weekly planner all awaits. I will send them straight to your front door, and it's going to inspire you to get organized in the kitchen and in your life. Just head to smallstepsliving.com/shop and you will see the link to the stationery range. Enjoy!